Hi everybody, welcome to another part in the series that I like to call New to Wigs. And this time we're going to be talking about how to secure the wig, the different options out there on how to secure the wig, because that is a big one. I would not go out in public until I knew my wig was going to be secured. Now, a lot of people are really just a plop on the head and go, and they're good. They adjust the little straps back there and they're out the door. I wish I was like that, but I am not. And I don't know if it has something to do with the shape of my head, but they do not feel secure on my head if I don't do something with them to secure them. So there are those people though. They just put it on, adjust the thing, and they're good. And then there are those that will stick the wig grip on, stick on their wig, and they're out the door. Again, I am not one of those people. So I am here to share with you in case you're having problems, very new to wigs maybe, and you cannot figure out how to get your wig to feel secure for you. Because if you're like me, you are not about to go out that door until you felt like that wig was not going anywhere. So now I did talk about these things in a earlier video, very close to the time when I got my very first wig, Elizabeth by Jon Renau, and I did a follow-up on that because I was struggling with this very thing on, why my wig isn't secure. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out if it was too big or if it was too small. Why is it not staying on my head? All of that brand new to wig stuff. And so I did show everyone all the different things that I was experimenting with. I tried everything, but I thought it would be easier for reference and just in general to do a separate video on those things that I talked about then, because I still have a lot of questions about it. So here we go. So there are lots of different options to keep that wig on your head. And all I can do is share with you those different options that I discovered and kind of my experience with them. My experience may not be anything like the one you may have. So, of course, take it all into account that this is just coming from my personal experience with these things. Okay, so let's go with the very, very popular wig grip option. Now, of course, the obvious thing is to make sure that your wig is properly kind of adjusted. The little straps in the back of the wig, some of them have Velcro on them. Some of them are more of a bra strap pull kind of style. What I have found is just, I very seldom even mess with those. I have tried in the beginning to figure out what was going on. I will make them kind of tighter and I'll put it on and it'll ride up in the back. I'll make it loose and it still wants to not feel secure back there. So it's all a mystery to me what goes on with the adjustment straps back there still. And so I mean, obviously if they feel very, very tight and your wig is kind of slipping up, that could be what was wrong with that situation, is that you need to take those straps and make them, bigger. So maybe your cap will actually kind of sit down below that occipital bone back there better, and it won't ride up so much. So try that. Anyways, so say you're struggling like I was. The wig grip. Now, the first one that I bought was the actual brand wig grip. I will put the link to these. I got this on Amazon, and this one's not inexpensive. I want to say it was like 20 bucks or something. And so this is it. First, I'll let you know my experience with the wig grip and why they're not my personal choice to keep my wigs securely on. First of all, they feel bulky on me. It's one more thing that's around my head, and I don't know, I just don't like that extra little bit of something, under my wig. So it does feel bulky to me. The other thing is that it doesn't help with securing the nape of my wig. If anything, what happens is eventually my wig, because we don't want to see the wig grip under there, so it tends to secure kind of just under the lip of the wig grip, and eventually it'll start pushing my wig grip will start sliding up back here and creating kind of this kind of bulkiness, and I have to kind of smush it down. Drives me crazy. And so it doesn't do much to help with the nape area. As a matter of fact, it exasperates a lot of problems back there for me. Maybe I have kind of a flatter head back there, and I don't know. And the other thing is that even though this is very, very thin, the edge is very, very thin, and you don't want it too far back, but you can't have it too far forward. Still, though, it most of the time, it kind of slightly warps my lace front just a little bit. And I don't like that. The other thing is I don't like seeing the wig grips start and stop, through the lace fronts and the mono parts or the mono tops, because you can see where your wig grip starts, and I don't like that. So the only time I wear wig grips are if I'm doing wig reviews, and I'm taking wigs off and putting them on, and I need to have them secure because I'm styling them and I don't want them slipping off my head. So I'll put a wig grip on and I will, proceed to do my wig chats. And I have also worn them if I just want to go someplace really fast, and I will put a wig grip on, and I have to pick and choose, though, what wig I can get away with doing that with. And I'll put it on and just kind of make sure everything's okay, and then I'll quickly go do what I want to do, and I'll come back home. It is not something that I would do often because, honestly, it moves around. It's not a secured feeling for me with just doing the wig grip. I know I'm one of the few because there are lots of people who absolutely are very, very successful with the wig grip. So I think you should try it. Definitely try it. Now, this is what I found out, though, when I wasn't trying to work with this, is not only did I not like this color, I think they called this nude, does the color on here? No. Anyway, this was the nudist color that was available, and so I ordered that, and it's this really weird champagne pinky color. Looks really bizarre when you can see it a little bit through, the lace fronts and the mono crowns and whatnot. And so I didn't care for that. So then I was watching, it was probably Nisha from Sugar Puff and Fluff, and she was showing how she secures her wigs, and she's one of those lucky ones that really can plop those wigs on, and she's good to go. And then occasionally she will wear wig grips. So she had a link to this brand. It's called either M Style or I Am Style or I'm Style, or I don't know. So anyway, she had a link for this. I will find the link as well. And much, much more, less expensive, I would say, than the other. And the color makes more sense to me. It does truly look like a nude. I'm so embarrassed to show you guys this because this is the one I use for my styling and all of that. It's very dirty, so just don't even pay attention to that. But as you can see with the colors, the difference of these is you can see what I mean by this pinky rose gold almost color in this one versus this one, which is a true kind of more of a nudie color, So I liked that right off. The other thing I noticed about this one is it wasn't as big in general. It feels less bulky, and it adjusts to my head a little easier. I don't have, as much left over when I secure it, if that makes sense. So there's less bulk. Anyways, now, how do wig grips work, you ask? Well, they are made of this kind of microfiber, velvety kind of feel, and it'll tell you which way in the directions to put it on your head, but it's not hard to figure out. You just feel to where, how like carpets have and fabric or whatever even, that it has like a nap to it, you want to make sure that you're putting it on to where the nap is going this way and not this way, because if it goes this way, then your wig is going to grip it and catch it. So that's why the front of this one is so dirty, is because the front of my wig sits up there, and I probably am using my, you know, my fill-in powders and whatnot, makeup. I don't know why it's so dirty, to be honest. Anyways, so that is how they work. The wig sits on there, and then the direction of that microfiber is going this way, and so it keeps it there, and it's not going to go back, you know, because it's really going against that nape or nap, I mean, of the actual fabric. Okay, wig grip. So that's that option. Now, the second one that I have here to show you is these little clips. Now, I did this with my Elizabeth in trying to figure out how I was going to keep her on my head. Now, I sewed them in, and I put a couple at the nape, I put one around the temple area, and then I put one on the top of my head, and you just clip them open and then put them in and clip and closed. That was a no-go after a day, because they pulled, when I would look around, they pulled just a little bit in these little hairs back here and just these little hairs here. And I started getting little tiny welts because they were pulling so much, and it was not comfortable at all. But that is an option. They just clip open and clip close. They are very firm, and you do, you know, you kind of have to get your own hair under there, and then you clip them shut, and they're there to stay. Let me tell you, that wig was going nowhere. Unfortunately, it was, you know, you secure it to your own hair, and the little hairs that it was secured to were screaming. So I just wanted to show you, though, that this is an option. There's also little combs that don't have the little snap thing. You know, they're just your basic little combs, and you could sew a couple combs and kind of get them underneath maybe your hair. I've not tried that, but that is also another option. Again, I actually bought these off Amazon. These hair extension clips is what they're called. So that's an option. Now, finally, I have the option that I absolutely would not be here today on my wig journey still if it wasn't for this product. And that product is called It Stays. This is an adhesive. It is not a glue. It's completely water soluble. It will not pull your hair. It will not ruin your hair. It won't ruin your wigs. It won't ruin your lace fronts. It comes off very easy. It will not pull your hair out. It literally just dissolves with water. So if you want to take it off the front of your wig, you can just put a little bit of water either on a little soft cloth and work it off. You can put it on your fingers and kind of get it off there, let it dry. It's good. I don't worry about it until I wash my wig, unless, you know, it looks like it needs it. I don't know if I've ever done that, but you certainly could if you feel like it's getting a little bit too much. Maybe you've used too much and it's gunking up a little bit. It's very easy to remove with some water. So it's super, super user-friendly, hypoallergenic. I have not had it break me out or give me rashes or anything like that. But for safety's sake, you might want to just put a little bit on your skin and do a 24-hour patch test kind of thing. Make sure that, you know, you won't have any kind of reaction to it. But it is, to me, the thing that allowed me to continue wearing a wig. Because if I wouldn't have found this, I wouldn't have continued wearing a wig past Elizabeth, and I wouldn't have even worn Elizabeth, I don't think, really in public, because I could not figure out how to get her to stay on my head. And then I found this. So if you want to find out how I really secure the wig on my head, and I will take you through it with no wig on, and then I put my wig on and show you how to do it, I will link that video. The other thing that I do differently now is I don't generally use the It Stays to secure the wig in the back of my nape, I use these wig tape. They're wig tape. I got them from wigsbypatty'spearls.com, and they're 3/4 inch, and it's the white because they come in different colors. They kind of have different ways that they're used, and it works fantastic. It's a 3/4 inch tape. It does not work on wigs that don't have a moleskin extended nape or some sort of velvet. I do have a wig that has an extended nape, but it doesn't have any of that material on it, and I find that it just does not adhere. It works fantastic on the moleskin extended napes or any sort of material like moleskin. Does not work on a non-extended nape. There's just not enough room to put this, and yeah, it hasn't worked for me. The other thing is this needs skin. I have found that if you try to do it over some hair, it is really not going to do a good job at all. It has to be directly on the skin. Now the other thing with this is it does, if you do get some little hairs in there at the end of the day, you got to kind of have to pull it off there. It does. It will pull those hairs. This is a tape, so it definitely will smart a little bit, not enough to get me to stop using it. It's not that big, but of a deal, you know, but yeah, I just kind of do it real quick, and it's like, and then I rub it a little bit, and then I'm good. I use a new tape every single time. I'll pull the old one off. I'll put a new one on, because tape, you know, it adheres the best on that first adherence. I don't know if that's a word, but that very first time is the best time it's going to work. So at the end of the night, I take it off. Sure, it still has a lot of sticky stuff on, but I tear it off so I can put a new one on the next time I wear the wig. Does it tear off the moleskin? Does it create damage to the wig? No. I mean, you can see, because I use, especially this wig, I use it every single time I wear it, and I've been wearing Ignite here a lot this summer. So yes, there's a little bit of, you can tell the tape has been there, but it isn't hurting it. It's not destroying it or tearing it. It just, looks like I've taken this off a few times. It's nothing to me to bother me, I guess I should say. So that's how I've been doing the nape of my wigs. I will use this on just about all of my wigs, whether they're short or medium. I don't have any long wigs at the moment that I wear, so and my hair is too short now to do the little ponytail because I really cut it off. I wanted to get rid of all my color and just not mess with it really anymore at all. So I don't have enough now to do a little ponytail. That is how I secure my wigs. It stays the perimeter. I put it back in here, and this in the nape. Again, if you want to see how I go about securing my wig, I will put that link down there in the comment box so you can take a look to see how I do that. I've had a lot of questions about that too, and am I essentially gluing down the front lace? Well, when I put my It Stays on, I start at the very beginning of my hairline, and you have to get the ball rolling, literally, because it's an adhesive, you have to kind of roll it back and forth on your hand a little bit to get it unstuck. And sometimes it's a little pill and it won't do it for a while. It drives me crazy, but eventually it will. And I start where my hairline begins and I go back some, and then I bring it, down in this area. I won't put it too close if I have hair that I'm going to be pulling out, but I do want to put it right in here, right in here, right in here, and so I do that. And so I don't put it directly on my forehead where the lace sits, but I do put it right there, and you just kind of get your fingers under the hair. You don't want to smash your hair, and you kind of hold it there. Takes a little bit for the It Stays to set. It never sets completely or it will lose its tackiness. But it will stay and it won't move, and that's what I like, because I find that if I secure my wig to where it's not moving no matter what direction I'm looking in, I have less itching. You know, it's like it doesn't bother me as much because it's not moving around ever so slightly, you know, here and there. And I have less itching. I have less stuff that bothers me through the day. So now I say that my Raquel Welch wigs, that lacing does not like this. I don't know why. I have a heck of a time securing the lace on my Raquel Welch wigs. Now, those of you out there who are like, well, why do you feel like you have to secure the lace? Well, everything. I love my Raquel Welch wigs, but the lacing likes to warp on me with all the wigs, all the Raquel Welch wigs so far. They like to warp a little tiny bit, and so I do have to kind of glue down the lacing on my Raquel Welch wigs. So they do take a lot more fussing for me than if I were to put on this Ignite wig or any of my Jon Renau wigs. I don't have to mess with the lacing really at all on my Jon Renau wigs. They're very simple, fast, easy. You know, this doesn't take long for me to do now at all. It's a very quick process, especially with my Jon Renau wigs. Raquel Welch wigs, which is, I use a Raquel Welch wigs. It's straight up a wig, straight up with a twist on that video that I'm linking for you. And I do have to mess with that lacing, you know, because it wants to, well, I talk about that in that video. I figure out exactly why it's doing that. But, so I hope this helps you guys if you're new. Again, it'll be your journey. You're going to have to experience all of these different things to see what works for you, because what works for you will be probably totally different than, you know, what ended up working for me. And things are changing all the time. You know, I'm always trying new things. Just like, you know, with the wig tape, you know, and I'm sure I will evolve and change a lot. But right now, you know, this is what is working for me. I've had people say, well, if it's water soluble, when you sweat, what happens to it? Well, I have sweated in the It Stays, and I did not have a problem with it. I think what happens more than anything is when I start sweating, as I start kind of itching a little bit, you know, more in my wigs. But this has not failed me yet. And I know there are a few people that don't like it and they say it doesn't work for them, but for me, it works for me. And I hope that you find it works for you too, because nothing feels better than going out the door knowing that your wig is on your head and it looks good and you don't have to worry about it all day long. You know, when it comes to that security, that gives you peace of mind, it gives you confidence, and confidence is key when it comes to wearing wigs. Gotta have that confidence. And this is what gives me my confidence in my wigs. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful to you, all of these different options that you can try. Keep a lookout for more videos in this series. I hope you truly do find them helpful. You pick up a little something that may make you feel a little bit more positive about your wig journey. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.